Going green. I'm back. Fresh my. Hello. Oh, here. Do a quick demonstration here. So down here we have the parking brake on. Parking brake on here. I need to. That's right. I was going back over to this box on the desk here. So this box is a box I built for 5M GTA 5 role play. What it is, it's a basically a macro box. So it's run by Arduino. I've got 2 Arduino controllers in there. One of them acts as a keyboard, but it wasn't big enough. I didn't have enough memory in it to be able to do everything that I needed to do. So I needed an SD card in there so I could put text files of all the crap that I want to cycle through and do. So I can send things. So I've got it code. Hang on a second. So I've got it coded. Primarily, I started, like I said, with 5M GTA roleplay and using it to do the emotes. So like if you want to dance or whatever, you hit a button. It does. It basically sends it to the text thing for you. It'll do T, which opens a box. Type slant E space, and then whatever it is, the emote that you. Well, this Arduino can also act. It can act as a keyboard, a mouse, joystick. So I have joysticks buttons programmed into it as well. Let me make sure we're connected there. So when I press this one, press it again, and the radio should load up. There we go. So there's the radio. I use these joystick buttons to launch this thing. Let's test our. Oh, not yet. Try this again. There it is. So you can see the trim wheel moving. While I hit the thumb button here. You can see it on the sim wheel moving there. It's not a 1-to-1 for what the sim shows, but it's fine. I can also reach down here and do it like this and move it. So now the parking brake's on, so boom, there it goes. It just dropped. Is that it? Hit the brakes. Drops it down. I love this thing. This does not. This autopilot panel here does not work with GA planes. I've only got it coded in for the P. Show you. Check out our head tracker. If you don't have one, I highly recommend it. I'm going to bring the screen. I use it for flying a pattern. Anytime I'm flying, I always have it on. The only time I have it sitting still is if I'm doing like an inch approach or something, then I'll freeze it up. Or if I'm doing something. So I told you about the heading bug and the OBS knob. So you turn it slow, it moves slow. You turn it fast, and it goes fast. This is one of the things I'm proud of is the acceleration I got. Same thing with the OBS knob. Turn it slow, it moves slow. Turn it fast, it moves. All right, you know when you're back. Oh, yeah, it's pretty cool, man. I mean, it can be fun. Here's the GTA 5 view. I hate when people... Get in that cockpit! That's where you belong. It's okay to look around. Dane Flats. Hey, Dane. I was just giving Britshot a little tour of my sim setup. This plane, I gotta say, guys, this plane is of any twin engine or Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is the best plane, and it's Milviz, which I think they call themselves Blackbird. Yes, they've had problems in the past, but you can't beat it. This plane, if you don't have it, I would highly recommend you buy. It's fantastic. And I'll show you what's really cool about it. And I'm not sure all the other planes do it, but the one thing that's cool about this plane is you can have full. And again, unless it's a Microsoft thing, I'm not sure because I haven't seen it. You know how like in some planes where you're trying to land and you're low and slow and you got full deflection on landing, you actually have to trim it if you're to get some authority out of it. This thing you can have it trimmed all the way up, and you can still fight it and push it forward, and have room, basically your pitch room, as you should. Same way with pitch back, you can have it fully trimmed forward, still be able to control it. It's the 310. It's Milviz's Cessna 310. Oh, if it's the ducks, but it's as I mean it's as good as I think as yes, it doesn't have like A2A's Comanche, like it doesn't have the but as far as a quality air, it's as good as anything A2A. Change our squawk code. See, we got the squawk code here. There's Gatlinburg. Altimeter's 3006 or 5. 6. Yeah, it's a twin Cessna 310. I mean, there's a 340. There's a so to change my altimeter, Colesman, come up here and go dial it up like this, or fuck, wrong one. Already on 06. They had it tuned in already, but anyway, I can dial my Colesman. All right, Shot's back, and all the parking brake work. Boom, there it goes. I did back. I was just showing how the radio makes things move in the cockpit. Dial your frequencies. My lights up here aren't working very well. I need to revamp the unit that's inside here that's working these, and it either needs more voltage or I just need to replace it because I did it a certain way, and if I was to do it today, I would do it a different way. But we can, I've got like my nav monitor. So like if you want to identify a VOR, you can see the, watch this light here on nav 1. You know, if you press it, the light comes on. It brings the light on up here. Press this and it'll turn it back off again in places. Nav 2 monitor, like our markers. Then we also have, for like right now we're transmit and we're only listening to COM 1. If we want COM 2 as well, both could bring it up. Switching. Not working correctly with the plane, I don't think. COM 1. Okay, we're on. Okay, there's COM 2. COM 1. Okay. Yeah, transmits on the bottom, receives on the top. So, although it's set off, that's weird. So it actually switches it over on this plane. Yeah, I tell you what. See, okay, here's the. So I have, what this is called is, you know, there's people who build sim pits. What I have is called a. This is a desk pit. Too many things. No, wrong one. That can't. So I have what we call a desk pit. Little pieces that are some people build. Bring those down. So let's to finish this tour, this screwed up tour. If I want to, like this nice little controller box, just look at it. It's got fine electronics in it. You can see the little things. So let's say I'm tired of flight sim and I want to get my act going in some truck sim, and I'll do the wheel over here. Well, first thing we got to do is we got to move these monitors. We don't want it to move too fast. Now, the reason I have my monitor set up with 3 on top and 1 on the bottom, you know, normally you're going to see somebody, hopefully I'm not going to snag something because I've been doing some wire work here. Got to hit the stop and then it'll back itself up here if it works right. There we go. All right. So the reason I have 3 on top and 1 on the bottom is mostly because of this radio. I've simmed and played with like 3 monitors and it's okay, but with Track IR, it's really, you don't really need it. And when I stream, I put my stream up on 1, you know, or my OBS up on 1. I got my stream on another so I can see the chat. Then, you know, I may have charts or whatever up on the other one, or Discord or whatever. So, well, now I got to go over to the wheel. My soundboard here, we just slide it in because it's on sliders. Look at that. I had to snag on my wires because, like I said, I was doing some trying to get my. I've got a few things I yet to do. So we bring this over, make the adjustments. Now we're in driving position. House. I have 2 keyboards. I've got this little wireless keyboard I keep over here, and then I've got my other main keyboard. So the wheel, you see it's not a, this is a G29 Logitech wheel base. Obviously I took, keep it here. I took the little wheel off, it's so tiny. And then I replaced it with a 15-inch car wheel. Had to get an adapter for it to hook it up to here, and then I actually had to add some spacers. I still have access to the buttons. Over here I've got a little turn signal I made, and listen to the clicks. It's a straw on a spring with a couple switches. Now I've got a replacement coming I just ordered on eBay, so I'm going to have something a little more sturdy, but I'm going to put the mic down here. I don't know if you can hear that. Like, but it's kind of cool having a turn signal there. So hopefully the new one that I'm getting, it's an experiment. It's actually got 4 positions on it. It's basically a small joystick, but it's got a shaft to it and everything. What I wanted to do is actually hook this up, which is a turn signal shaft. Got some wires here because we have cruise control. So we have on, resume, and set, and I was wanting to have that mounted in, but I couldn't figure out a good way to mount it, to get a size and everything to get it to fit. Again, this is being run by an Arduino too. It's just joystick button. Over here, my shifter, you can tell there, this is an Eaton Fuller shifter. It's an actual Eaton Fuller shifter I got years ago. This is the base for the G29 wheel. Took the ball off the top. I have a CNC machine in the room over there next to me in the closet, and basically I cored out a centerpiece to mount inside here. I took the original Eaton Fuller shifter, took the guts, the hydraulics and stuff out of it, or whatever it was, pneumatics, and pulled those out, built a new base in here, mounted a switch in the top here so that this lever for the front, so you got your range and you got your splitter. I basically put a button on the side. It would have a slider switch, but this is just a toggle switch. And then you got your switch on the front. So on is, it's just a joystick button on or off, and this is a joystick button on or off. It's what's programmed with this little Arduino here. And so it works pretty well. This soundboard I got over here is overkill. The reason that I have it is because what I wanted was multiple channels going out. So I have 2 sound cards in the system so I can separate all the sounds. And I just set up one more thing. What I thought this was going to do, and it didn't, is it does have a USB connector. So, but I had to use another one, something different. The USB connector on a lot of these mixers will act as a sound card, so you can send and receive from it. Usually use it to receive. So I can have, basically I got my mic on one channel, which it goes out and goes into the mic in on one of the sound cards. I've got my game sounds. So my game sounds come out of the system. I don't have those go out on stream. They go through this box first. So it comes out of the system, goes into this box, and then I have my main out of this box go to the line in on the system. So that way I can control the volume. If it gets too loud while I'm trying to talk, I can bring it down, or the motor sounds are too loud, I can bring it down, or I can take it up. One of the channels is for VATSIM. So when I'm receiving, it's all on one rig. When I'm receiving through vPilot, I can, because sometimes pilots are loud, sometimes controllers are loud, sometimes they're too low. I wanted that on a separate channel so I can hear it. And I've got my headphones are not plugged in the computer; they're plugged into here into the to the phones, so I can hear the balance of everything together before it goes out on the stream. The only thing I have separate, well, actually I have two things separate on it. Or is it 3? Actually, I got 3 things. So the like I said, the mic goes into its own. When do I have that on? Yes. I have the so like the VATSIM voice, when it's coming in, it comes in on a certain channel, but it'll go back out on the main. So, but I can adjust it independently of, say, the engine sounds in the sim, right? The other one is for Discord. It doesn't go out on the stream unless I want it to. So I can click the main here, and I can have it go out on the stream, or I can keep it private and keep it. I did experiment with 2 rigs, streaming and stuff, but when I built this one, I really didn't need it. This is, my OBS right now is utilizing 5% of the CPU, and I'm doing 60 frames. So, and my the main screen here for the game is a 1440. It's a 32 inch 1440, which the 2K monitors are I think are the sweet spot, in my opinion. Not that it matters because I can't fly with the wrong. Transition back. It's like watching an old person go down the stairs on the chair. So I got these stop switches on the end. So when it hits a stop switch, it says stop. And there's enough play in there, and then it will back it up to pretty close to the center spot. I've got a little dot mark. They have to give it just a couple little taps to bring it back over. I think that's it. I think that's the tour. Mouse. Take that off. There we go. And then one thing I don't have is everybody has and I don't have is a Stream Deck. I don't have a freaking Stream Deck. Now I can program this thing. One of the things I do, actually one of the things I make, and I was thinking about making these to actually sell. My wife gives me shit because I make all kinds of stuff and I don't sell anything. So she says that I hate money, which is, everything takes time, and then she I cook and do dishes and shit like that and have to go grocery shopping. But anyway, on the floor here, see his little foot pedal, and this is this is my foot pedal. I call it the F13. It's operates basically. I can program it to do whatever, but it's right now it's hard coded as the F13 key. On your keyboard you have F1 through F12, and old IBM keyboards used to have extra ones. You could go up to F24, and not only that, but you can go Shift F13, F14, F15, Alt F14, F13, Control Shift, Control Alt. So I've got this little box over here. I can do all that, and I have done some things with my stream where I have had it set up before and played with it and had pages, but I don't end up using it that much because I just slide the mouse up and fix it. But it can do all that stuff. Anyway, my foot pedal, I've got another foot pedal that actually it's a different pedal than this. It's a better quality that I want to make, and I might, who knows, I might put them up for sale. But they the new one will be hardware programmable. So I'm gonna have little dip switches on it, and then so you can select what key you want it. It's not from a sewing machine. I actually ordered it from. I mean, it could be used for a sewing machine. It can handle AC current. I bought it online from a machine place that basically they make pedals. It's got three wires in it. One of them's a ground, but I mean we're just using a DC current into the Arduino, or it's just a 5-volt current that goes through there. But if I press this, like this is what I use to push to talk in game. So I don't know. Some people here know it. I'm a retired air traffic controller, and we had foot pedals to work airplanes with, and it was keep your hands free and stuff. So I'm an advocate of that. It's not so good for, like, say, truck sim because your feet are busy, or even flight sim. But for first-person shooters, if you're going to talk to people, the foot pedal works great. And then I've got it set up, if I'm in a Discord channel, I've got the F13 set as push to mute there. So if I'm talking in game, keying up talking, then I don't go out in Discord. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, because we had our headsets, you know, they had the thumb buttons and everything. It really depends on where you're working. If you're standing up, you know, walking around working tower, then you know you're going to use the thumb button. But if you're sitting down at a console or whatever, you're going to use the foot pedal. But it's been pretty effective. I built a few of them for friends and sent them out, just let them, you know, find out what the longevity was. I had this one actually. It's got a snap switch in it, and the snap switch went bad. And I had to replace it. It wasn't a big deal. Just take it apart, pull it out, put a new one in, solder it in. But I wouldn't want it. You know, that was the only one I've had that failed like that. Like I said, I got a buddy that I sent who was he was a VATSIM controller. He's a real life controller, but he controlled on VATSIM, and he used it. He says he's still using it. That's kind of cool. What else do I got? I don't know. I got it like I said. I got it in the other room. I've got a CNC machine. That's why I cut this faceplate out for this. This thing here this is just crap wood. I cut this is before I did poor man's CNC machine where you use a jigsaw and then X-Acto blade, and you cut these little windows out. It's just very thin paneling that's glued down. And everything, so yeah, man, it's, you know, and this I'm my problem is I think I'm ADHD because I can't complete fucking projects. So it's like I'll get these ideas, I get all kinds of ideas, and I'll get started on it, and maybe I'll get started on it, and then it gets pushed aside for an indefinite amount of time. Meanwhile, the thoughts keep coming and keep working, and then a new idea will come to augment that. And like, I'm glad I didn't build it because I've got a better way of doing it now. So it takes me some time to get there, and then, you know, then you lose it. You know, it's, oh, look, a butterfly, you know, or a squirrel. So I just do what I can do. Not really a genius, just you know, the radio. Okay, so it was 2013. It was fall of 2013 when we figured out that there was these Arduinos that could interface with FlightSim, and there was a piece of software. It was called Links2FS that this guy made. He's from New Zealand. His name was Jim, and a bunch of us downloaded that software and we learned how to use it. We used his code and learned how to make the Arduino move. And what the cool thing about it, what led to all this crap, is you press a button and you make something change in the flight simulator. A piece of hardware makes something change in the flight simulator. And it's like, well, shit, once you can do that, then you can do another one. And then you can do another one and another one. And then you learn how to do an encoder, you know, where you push in and turn, or you dial it and turn. And so then one thing leads to another. It's like, well, hell, if I can do a radio. My first radio was like a Fisher-Price radio. It was kind of like the, very similar to the Logitech radios. And actually loaned that out to a friend, and he still got it. After I did that, I decided to do this MCP. So I did that. That was an undertaking. And then, you know, I was flying the A2A plane, and I was flying this twin set. Oh, let me show you that quick. Oh, I keep taking your time. So, up, look down. All right, let me make it big. All right, you see the fuel selectors here and here? I've got these knobs down here. Watch this. Think. There's that one. There's that one. So I can turn all those. That was the whole point of this. That and power trim was the whole point of this console. So just and getting these, I had to find these 90-degree. I found these 90-degree rotary switches, right? So if I bring it down, it'll cut the fuel off. It should. There it is. And that was the whole point of that. Let's take it around a patch once, shall we? Engine stop. As I cut the fuel off. I don't have a button for this. Again, the ultimate goal for a sim pit and maybe even a desk pit. Lock my chair in. Stop. I am not situated. Here we go. All right, so the ultimate goal for a desk pit or a sim pit is to get the mouse and keyboard out of it as much as you can. Now, I have a private pilot certificate, but I haven't been current in forever, decades. But one of the things that's odd. I wonder if it's from my fat ass or if there's more fuel in the left tank. But hey, I'll give you a demonstration. So watch this. So, see, we got a little. See how it wants to turn left on us? I don't know if. But. Or if we've got a off fuel load. Let's see. Weight and balance. Yeah, a little left of center. Anyway, we've got aileron trim. Let's see if we can counter it here. Dial it over. Straighten it out. A little more. There we go. There's Pigeon Forge, the Great Smoky Mountains. No, it was weight and balance, man. I could probably redo the sliders on it and clean it out. Take the pilot out of it. Oh, here, let's do that trim demonstration. Okay. So let's go. We're going to trim all the way back. I got to push on the yoke. All right, we're all the way back as far as it'll go. The wheel keep turning, but the trim doesn't go any further. You can see we still got enough play here where I can push it over. What else I like about this? I don't know if any of you have the can't remember the name. There's another twin Cessna now. It's a 402. I have it. Sim Caesar loves it. I can't remember what it is. Who makes it? But it's got like a blue panel to it. It's a pretty cool plane, except their animations are wrong on it. So let me show you. I'm going to show you where the animations are right. Okay. So you can see the trim tab here on the stabilizer, right? So it's down, right? It's going down because it wants to push this lever up. Wait a minute. Yes, it wants to push the back end up, so it causes us to climb, right? That's why I have to put the pressure. So when I bring this back, I'm trimming up now. And I can relieve the back pressure. Oh wait, I need to trim forward. Wrong way, dummy. I'm an idiot. So there we go. So now I can get the back pressure off. You can see the trim tab's going center. So make sure we get this right. So to pitch up, we pull back, the back end goes up, which pushes the tail down, right? So to push the back end up, the trim tab has to go down. See, it's going down. And now I got to push forward to counteract it, because otherwise it makes it want to go up. Anyway, on that other twin Cessna, they had it backwards. That airport at? Oh, there it is. So we'll land and I'll cut it out because I need to go. I have to go to, let's see, I don't know what Dane would call it. Power line trees. Well, did Microsoft ever put the towers in, the communication towers, cell towers and things like that? Because I've been using We Love VFR add-on to put the towers in, which I don't understand why they didn't do that, because all that data is out there. And if you're aware, if you actually fly in real life, or you're aware of places, those towers are everywhere. Yeah, the power lines, I mean, sometimes, like, I've seen the power lines where it was like spot on, where the power line tower, although it was the wrong kind, but it was like on the spot where the shadow was on the ground. I'm like, oh, very good. That's impressive. But then other times there's like a dozen of them, like within a a football field area. It's like, what are you doing? Not unlike the taxiways, the taxiway lights. I gotta get down. Let's drop the gear. We can slow it up. Add some drag. Drop us out of the sky. What I was saying earlier about private pilot and stuff is that one of the things that you strive for as a private pilot is to be able to do crosswind landings and do them well, and that's where rudder pedals come in. And I have a set of rudder pedals that, if you are 8 up in flight sim, like you love it, right? I wouldn't say buy these out the door. Like, if you're getting into flight sim, I always say you start with a twisty joystick first. But if you get to the point where you're 8 up, there are no better rudder pedals, in my opinion, than the Thrustmaster TPR pendular rudder pedals. The downside is, oh look, there's some. They're very expensive, but if you're gonna give yourself a Christmas present, it's a nice gift to give yourself. Mine aren't bolted down. I'm awful pitchy here. They're on, mine are on carpet, but they don't move. This is bad. I can't talk and fly. I think I got a little crosswind. We'll make it. Don't even have to ask for a short taxi. I thought about, I still might do it. Just get a piece of plywood, like a 3/4 inch plywood, and bolt it down to it, for bigger surface area. They got rubber things on the bottom of them, feet on the bottom of them, and they're pretty grippy. And like I said, I got my setting on carpet. I don't hit them hard enough to, you know, they're loose enough where I don't, it doesn't push, it doesn't slide, and it usually doesn't twist with full deflection. But it does have 4 holes in it, I think. 4 holes so you can bolt it down. I even thought about, actually thought about adding a base to it, like I did my my foot pedals, or my pedals for the wheel, because I've got those basically. I got a 2x4 box, and then underneath that I mounted. It was like the kind of thing you put on carpet so your chair can slide, but it had teeth in it. So I put that underneath. So those will not slide at all. And so I thought about doing something like that and actually basically making a 2x4 base with plywood, mounting it to that, and putting it on a tacky, you know, spike material like that underneath so it digs into the carpet, and then just bring them up higher, because when you're sitting in a cockpit, like sitting in a car, the seat to floor distance is shorter than it is if you're sitting at your desk, right? So it would actually be higher up. So your legs would be higher up, basically. So when you trim up, tab goes down because it needs to drive this up. So the airflow basically comes under, it hits this, and this deflection pushes that up. So as I trim up, you see that tab goes down further. And then if I trim down, you see the tab moving up. So if I put it all the way up, it will drive the stabilizer down like that with the aerodynamic forces. All right, Dan. I need to go. I need to go to the People's Grocery Store. I'm guessing that's what Dane would call it. I gotta go to the Walmart. And I don't go to Walmart. Let me say it like Dane. I'm gonna say it in Dane language. I don't go to Walmart because I want to go to the Walmart. I go to the Walmart because they have the items that we need. Because the grocery store doesn't carry them. Now throw a hard New York accent on there. All right, folks. Catch you later. Oh, wait a minute. No. We're gonna let's throw it over to the guy that we were talking to just a little